evening, peoples, and welcome again to our Tuesday evening Bible study on the book of Ecclesiastes. Gingersnap was sitting comfortably and then decided that she wanted to walk on my notes. That's cool. Okay. So tonight we're finishing up a 5-part series on Ecclesiastes. I'm not entirely sure which book to look at next, so if you have ideas or requests, please let me know, and I'll keep that in mind. So tonight we're going to read another section of Ecclesiastes from chapters 8 and 9, as translated by my friend, the Reverend Alex Peterson. Hear now the word of the Lord. Though sinners do evil 100 times and prolong their lives, yet I know that it will be well with those who fear God, because they stand in awe before the Lord. But it will not be well with the wicked. Neither will they prolong their days like a shadow, because they do not stand in awe before God. When I applied my mind to know wisdom, and to see the busyness that is done on earth, how one's eyes see sleep neither day nor night, then I saw all the work of God, that no one can find out what is happening under the sun. However much they may toil in seeking, they will not find it out. Even those who are wise claim to know, they cannot find it out. All this I laid to heart, examining it all, how the righteous and the wise and their deeds are in the hand of God. Whether it is love or hate, a man does not know all that is before him. All things come alike to all, to the righteous and the wicked, to the good and the evil, to the clean and the unclean, to those who sacrifice and those who do not sacrifice. As are the good, so are the sinners. Those who swear are like those who shun an oath. This is an evil in all that happens under the sun, that the same fortune comes to everyone. Moreover, the hearts of the children of humanity are full of evil. Madness is in their hearts while they live, and afterward to the dead. But whoever is joined with all the living has hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. The living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. They have no more reward, and even the memory of them is lost. Their love and their hate and their envy have already perished. Never again will they have any share in all that happens under the sun. So go, eat your bread with enjoyment, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has long ago approved what you do. Let your garments always be white. Do not let oil be lacking on your head. Enjoy life with the wife whom you love, all the days of your vaporous life that are given you under the sun, because that is your portion in life and in your toil at which you toil under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do with your might, for there is no work or thought or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol, to which you are going. Again, I saw that under the sun the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to the intelligent, nor favor to the skillful, but time and chance happen to them all. This is the word of the Lord. Kat, if you could be on the warm blanket that I put there for you instead of on my notes, that would be cool. Thank you. So as we've been reading through some parts of Ecclesiastes, there have been some themes. There's a main theme of all life being breath that we've, okay then. She can't be on my notes. She doesn't even want to be in the frame. That's fine. That is life. I mean, that's just the theme of Ecclesiastes right there. That life itself is neither good nor evil. It is like breath or the air or vapor or smoke around us. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just there. You can't grasp it or understand it or hold on to it. It's just there. Life is not fair, as the teacher knows and writes down, and which we certainly know as well. There will be times of grief and there will be times of joy for everyone, whether or not we deserve them or did anything to cause them. That's just the cycle of life. Or as Captain Jean-Luc Picard said, it is possible to make no mistakes and still fail. That is not weakness, that is life. Very wise man. So we also talked about breath being the name of God, what we usually read as Yahweh, or so German, the language German doesn't have a Y sound. So when words came from Hebrew into German, the Y's became J's. So that's how Yahweh became Jehovah. Really fun fact. I think so. The name of God, Yahweh, is 4 letters. So it's YW, YH, or Yod He Vav He in Hebrew, which doesn't, I mean, how do you pronounce that? Those are kind of a random string of letters. So in the German, they added some extra letters to make it Jehovah. So that's where we get, that's fun fact about linguistics. I have friends who are even nerdier than I am. So much more. So when we breathe, it sounds a lot like Yod He Vav He. So when we breathe, a lot of writers and scholars have said that we are saying the name of God, and that when we die, it's because we stop saying the name of God. So life is breath and breath is God. And I think that's a really lovely cycle, like a cycle of breath. So we are tasked with finding joy and gratitude and love where we can in life, because it's not going to come to us as a reward. So the teacher in Ecclesiastes tells us to wear white and put oil on our heads and enjoy our time with our wives. Here I am in a black t-shirt, well, Doctor Who t-shirt. White in the ancient world would have been a hard thing to maintain without modern washing, etc. So it's the special clothing, basically. So find joy and gratitude in what you can. Gratitude is something that you need to cultivate. I was asked today what I was grateful for. The first thing that came to mind is that I have on hand enough tea to last me at least a year. I take tea very seriously, but that small reassurance that every morning I will definitely have tea is something that I'm grateful for. It's the evening and that morning. These are strange times. Time is relative these days. So I'm also reminded of another science fiction icon, John Connor of the Terminator franchise, who said, there is no fate but what you make, which might ultimately be problematic and definitely deeply dystopian, but the gratitude that we have is the gratitude that we find and cultivate. So the teacher can't give us an ultimate answer to what the meaning of life is, or what the goal of life should be, or how we should structure our lives even. But the teacher does tell us that in everyone's lives there will be bad times and good times, but that we should make of the good times as much as we can. And that we should be grateful to God. I think she just jumped into my kitchen sink again. This is a new habit of hers. I'll chase her later. The teacher in Ecclesiastes uses a phrase about fear of God, which comes up a lot in the Bible. This is another case of maybe that not being the best translation of the Hebrew. There is a sense of fear, but not like God is a scary horror movie monster. It's more being aware or in awe of the power of God. I mean, if you were to encounter God and meet the power that created all life in the universe out of nothing, that wouldn't exactly be a casual encounter. That would be an awe-filled encounter. So my friend Alex tends to translate fear of God as stand in awe of God, or stand in holy awe of God. And she's back here climbing her cat tree. Okay. So I think that that's a very good reframing, since the English word fear definitely doesn't quite have that sense of respect or awe that the word in the Hebrew does. So if you have any ideas of a book that you have questions about or that you think it would be fun to take a deeper dive into, please let me know. I haven't picked which book to look at next. I was sort of thinking that Judges might be fun. There's some good stories in there, but everything's up in the air. Why not? What book I look at next? If any of you would be willing, I would love to have a recorded lay reader for this Sunday. I had Bill sent me a reading 2 weeks ago, and Nancy Clark sent me one from Tennessee this past week, so that was really fun. If you have the ability to do a video call on Zoom, then you definitely have the setup to record something. I would also happily accept just audio if you don't or don't want to do the video aspect. But I really do miss hearing your voices praying with me and reading scripture with me. And it was definitely very meaningful to me these past 2 weeks to have somebody else helping me lead the services, because I miss you and your voices. So if you can do that, I would love to hear you. Well, I guess the cat doesn't want to say goodnight. She is watching a bird in the front yard, it looks like. But please stay healthy, peoples, until I see you again.